Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today, as you can see, I'm playing Astroneer. Today I'm just going to be doing some normal stuff today, nothing too crazy. It is pretty late in the morning. But if you are watching, do be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me and I really do appreciate it. So without further ado, hope you guys enjoyed the video and let's get straight to it. So first off, yes, we are going to go straight into space. Let me get the rocket really quick because I believe we have a spare rocket somewhere. From what I understand, yes, we do have a spare solid fuel thruster. And as you guys can remember, last episode we did set up our first little colony on the moon of this planet, which was Silva. Now I don't remember what the name of the moon was, it's been a while, but it was a generally rocky planet. So we're gonna go straight to another planet, and that's pretty much how this one's gonna go. So we're gonna go from here, that's gonna put us into outer space. Now the thing with the Solo is that the Solo doesn't really have much to offer. Maybe it does have its own like unique resources in a way. However, it's not really that much more unique compared to the other planets that you can explore. In the sense that, well, you know, there's not really much to it. It's really just a rocky planet with mostly the same resources with minor differences. So, not really much of a difference. But what we can do here is we're going to land in where our colony is, which is right here. So as you can see, we have our tiny little colony right here, looking great as ever, no problems. And this time around, we're actually going to start like exploring this planet and collecting the resources that we can find. Like, as you can see, we got stuff like this, which is dynamite, which is a new thing. We haven't seen dynamite yet. And these things over here, we've seen a couple of these on the old planet. However, we never really got to, well, experiment with them too much. We never really, like, how do I put this? We never really interacted with them too much. It's pretty much like I see them and then you don't really look at them again. It was kind of like that. But you know, we're gonna go off with the basics once again. We're gonna take the compound from this little area right here. We're just gonna get a ton of this stuff, and we're gonna make sure that we're stacked on that. We have a decent amount. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go back over here. And I believe we have a couple stuff. Yeah, we are gonna make tethers. That's very important. Tethers are extremely important in this case. 2 pairs of tethers, because we're gonna need that. And just to be safe, we're gonna save on this planet. There you go. And we're gonna take these tethers, and as you've seen as the past videos, we're just gonna line these out across the area, get them as a little way out, just so we can walk out further without having to worry about any problems like low oxygen and whatnot. So we're just gonna mine the rest of this. We're gonna get some basic resources running here. As you can see, we got some resin in the back there. Lots of organic, which is great, because there is a special resource that I believe I mentioned in the last episode, which is tungsten. Now, tungsten is very useful, especially for the better power power generation resources. For example, you know, you do have what would be considered a better generator. Now, as you guys remember, the generator that is on the original planet that we were on, you know, it doesn't really have much to offer. It's pretty barren, to say the least. But basically, with this tungsten, you can make a better generator. And this generator is miles better than the original generator, or the small generators they would call it. Now, while it isn't, you know, the most efficient thing ever, because it does require constant refueling, where you have to put a different kind of organic. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's organic, but I would say that it's much different than the organic that you can see here. And I'll show you guys about that later, when we do, of course, get the medium generator to actually test this stuff. But in the meantime, we are just going to do some simple things like making the platforms and whatnot. So I'm just going to get a little base built up here, and I'll catch you guys up when that happens. Alright, so we have a decent base setup going on right now. We have all the essentials you could actually possibly need, really. So you have the smelting furnace, great essential. We have the research chamber, great, because I actually did find a research sample on while I was, expanding the ground here, just to get me, some more land to put the platforms on. I did get, let me turn these generators off really quick. But I did get a research sample. So in the meantime, we're just going to leave that in there. And then I'll activate it probably later. And we have the large printer, which is going to, allow us to make stuff like, the landing pad, which you guys, of course, remember from last episode. We have the shelter, which is basically a bigger version of what this is. And you can make the shuttle, which is that thing in the back. And that's pretty much what we can make with that one so far. The medium probably has the most uses of everything here, considering you can probably make all the main essentials with just that one printer. So I would say it's pretty important. But resource-wise, tell me in the comments which if you guys actually played this game, tell me in the comments like which resources do you guys think are the most useful. Like, which resources do you think are the most valuable to have in this game? Or just to have, a mass amount of them. But, yeah, that is what we have for the base so far. And we also did, I also did mention I was going to get the other resources, like the tungsten. Now, the tungsten, from what I've seen, it looks pretty similar to the quartz. I'm sure you guys remember about the quartz and stuff. Or, yeah, it looks pretty similar to the quartz and the copper, which I believe I showed you guys all about yesterday. Or not yesterday, last episode. So, we're going to do, we're just going to make some tethers, if I can find them. Yeah, we're going to make one little thing of tethers. Then we're going to go down to a cave. And we're pretty much just going to go and explore. Now, usually I'm not much of a person to explore. You can ask all my friends. Most of the time, I do not explore in adventure games. I mostly just just do the mission and get it done. So, I mean, I never really do anything else. Nothing else really ever crosses my mind at that stage. So, I kind of just take the game really seriously, and then I just keep on going. It's the same thing with games like Minecraft. Most of the time, I just take the game really seriously. And well, yes, some of my friends don't necessarily like it. It's just, I'm really serious about games and stuff. I used to be pretty competitive about games back in the day. During quarantine and all. Now, as you can see, we're now actually in a cave. Surprisingly enough, it did not take that long to find, which is, quite uncomparable to how it went last time, where we were literally digging for I don't think I showed it on camera how long I was digging, but I'm pretty sure I was digging for a solid, what is it, a solid 10 minutes probably, or 5 minutes. But yeah, here we go, we have it right here, tungsten, or as they call it, wolframite. But thankfully we found a lot of it already, which is honestly way more than I thought I would have found. I didn't think I'd even find this much in the first place. I never would have thought I would have found this much. So yeah, we're just going to stock up on that, because I know I ain't going to be coming back here often, at least. So I think it's a good idea that I stock up on the tungsten before I do head back to, well, Earth and whatnot. Or not Earth, but Silva, as they call it. So now we're going to take this tungsten, and we're going to head back up to the surface, because the tungsten is what I needed. That's pretty much the only, unique resources that there is on this planet. There isn't really much else different about it other than the tungsten. That's really about it. Nothing else. Which is quite surprising considering I did all this work just to get to a new planet, or moon as you classify it, just to get one new material. Which, I mean, if you really look at it, doesn't sound too worth it. But depending on how you look at it, I guess it would be worth it. But at the end of the day, I did need this stuff just so I could start, well, you know, progressing, rather. Just so I could start, like, you know, getting to that point in the game where I can, yeah, like, there we go. We can actually start getting, like missions and stuff. And the mission stuff is what I really care about. Because that is what I kind of really do need the tungsten for. Because with those, I believe I can make... on. I do believe I need something. What was it? Was it from this printer or was it from another printer? It might have been from another printer. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, this one. Okay, I need the medium storage. Because I do need to place this stuff somewhere. You know, we're just going to take these. There we go. We have that. We're just going to take these off. We're going to put that there. Then that's going to open up and we'll unpack it. And then we'll just leave all of our tungsten. And I would say this is probably one of the most effective ways to store the resources from the smelting furnace. Considering how easy it is to just plop them there and just wait for the rest. Well, yes, we are using a lot of power. We'll focus on that another time. Because right now, I think this is one of the more important things. Because tungsten, I really needed. So we're just going to take back a good chunk of this tungsten. I'm probably just going to take back up to the other planet over there. As you can see in the distance right there. That's a good thumbnail, actually. I'm going to get that. That's a really good thumbnail. Let me get into the distance here. That's a really nice looking thumbnail. But yeah, no. Since I got my thumbnail right there, which is pretty nice actually. That's a really good. I don't know if I've ever thought about that, but that's a really good one. At the end of the day, since we pretty much don't have much to explore, I mean we could go up there. I believe there's like some other abundant resources up on these like hills and stuff. I think there's like a lot of ammonium. And ammonium, if you guys don't remember, is pretty much used for the rocket in this game. Or used for the engine. Or the jet engine used to propel the rocket. That's about it. That's about all it's used for. And I think some other stuff, like making fuel. But that's really all it's used for. And so far... yes, we have this right here. I'm gonna just have this going. It will take a while, but I don't really mind too much since I'm not gonna be here for a bit. But yeah, we're gonna go here. We're gonna go back to Silva, and we're going to unlock we're gonna get those like mission logs and whatnot. And with that, we should also unlock some crazy good stuff, I believe, from like unlocking tungsten. And as you can see, you know, the rocket just blew up. So, you know, that kind of sucks. But just the whole reason why we do need to make a new like thruster every single time we go back and forth. Which is pretty resource expensive in certain situations. But once you get abundant resources, it's really not that hard. So now we're just gonna drop this tungsten off right in here. And I also believe that the tungsten is used for something much crazier. What was it? Okay. Yeah, that's what it was used for. It was used for a new attachment to our little like drill thing that you see in our hands. It's used as an attachment for this. So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna go over to the mission log. We're gonna go to the talking tungsten. And there we go. Talking tungsten. There we go. There we go. The medium generator. This is what I was talking about. The medium generator. Now this medium generator is really good. And why I say this is because as you could see, where is it? Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, these small generators, as you can see, they produce 2 U's a second. However, if we go over to here, and I believe we go over to the medium printer as it's called on here. And we look for a medium generator. Here we go. As you can see, it requires 1 aluminum and 1 tungsten. Now, I completely forgot what tungsten is used for this. But this is actually one of the other reasons that we needed tungsten. Is because, well, it's used for the medium generator. And the medium generator is a pretty big part of all of this. Considering, like, you know, how much, you know, it ends up changing. Or considering how much it actually affects the power production here. As you can see, it produces 9 units of power every second. Compared to the 2 units of power every second, that's a big increase. Because considering that the solar panels only produce 4, is pretty surprising. And the best part is, we can actually make one of these right now. But, you know, it is... I don't think we'll be... I think that will be like the last thing we might be doing today. I have no idea. I did not plan too much for this episode at all. It is like 2:40 in the morning right now when I'm recording this. So, I definitely wouldn't say that I'm, you know, actively ready to make a video right now. But hey, at the end of the day, I did get all this stuff. But it seems that we are running a little short on time. And also, I don't have any ammonium. So, actually, hold on. I can get some ammonium right here. Because I just need enough to get 1 bulb, as they call it. I just need enough for 1 of these. So as long as I can get enough for 1, that should be good. There we go. And now I just have to make another thruster, which I believe I can just make right here. Where is it? Solid fuel thruster. Here we go. And we're just gonna get a little bit more aluminum, and which, you know, we need for the medium generator, of course. And then we're gonna go over to Desmos, I believe it's called. Not Desmos. That's a calculator. But anyways, it was DeSoto. Yes, DeSoto. DeSoto, we got to go over there. And that's where we are going to make the medium generators. Because I have no real use for them on Silva. Considering that, well, I can always make a ton of these like solar panels and everything. But considering that DeSoto doesn't really have any copper, to my knowledge, trying to get like solar panels and everything down to there is going to be quite annoying. So I'm most likely not going to do that. Alright, so we have all the things we need pretty much. I have the aluminum. I didn't grab too much because I don't want to spend too much time just doing that, because that's pretty boring for me, just doing all the resource grinding on camera. And well, yes, you guys won't see it. I'm still the one doing it. So, I don't like doing it too much. And the times that I do it, I usually go pretty lazy on it. Unless I'm alone or I'm with like friends or something. And then I really go serious on like material grinding and stuff. Other than that, it's not really much of something I like doing, like many people. And there we go. We have our first medium generator. And the medium generator is going to provide so much help to us. Considering that now we don't have to use these stupid things over here. Considering that this one medium generator makes more power than both of those combined. Heck, even if you were to have 4 of these small generators, they still wouldn't even equate to the power of... I'm stuck. Okay. They still wouldn't equate to the power of this medium generator, which is honestly quite insane if you ask me. But the first step we're gonna have to do is that we're gonna get a single piece of organics. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna take the organic, we're gonna put on the smelting furnace, and what it's gonna make, it's gonna make carbon, which is honestly really helpful. And it's pretty cheap too, considering and very versatile considering the amount of things you can do with carbon. Like, you can make different, like, which is pretty nice. And there you go, we see it working in action right now, which is just amazing. You see here producing 9 U's. Our power is absolutely through the roof, and we have nothing to worry about. I'm gonna turn that off to now because I don't want to waste any power. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I was wanting to cover this episode. Not too much I wanted to do. Then again, I do want to make as many episodes as I can on this, because I don't want to do everything in one episode and then I just feel really bored to do the next one. I want to do it in like small steps, especially for people who have never seen this game before. So yeah, the next steps we'll probably take for the next episode after this one would probably include getting probably the drill bit, and I believe getting the, what's it? I can't remember. We are going to do some crazier stuff next episode, so do stay tuned for those other episodes that I do plan to make. Probably not, a day from now, but I will make them eventually, because I do plan to actually finish this game or get really close to finishing it, depending on how everything goes in the end. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.